Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. I will leave the information like the decks and the dice below. Beyond that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello Aquarius, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? Get the Magician right out there, which should go to your benefit. What's at the bottom? 8 of Cups at the bottom. I don't know why I don't always pull the bottom card, but that one, we'll see. Okay, that's it for that. The current situation does seem to have played out before. I don't know why I'm so apprehensive, because I don't know that it's playing out with the same people. I don't know that it's playing out with the same people that it did. It's a similar situation, though. There's information. Something has played out before. I feel like I keep looking at the Strength card in the past, and I just feel like something similar to this has played out before. Information seemed like it was good, but there was something where, even though the information was good, somebody had bad intentions. It's almost like knowing somebody saying, oh yeah, over there is that house, and so owns that house, and that car always has a car. The house always has a car full of gas, and I can borrow it when I want to. Okay, that's great. That's good to know, and that was true. What you didn't know is they were going to leave you high and dry. They can use it whenever they want to. They just didn't care what you needed with it. Does that make sense? Something like the information was good, the intention of the person telling it to you might not have been. And I feel like the new information, the new situation coming in, it feels similar, because it's like, oh, the information is right, but I've had this before where the information is right, but I still get screwed over. I don't think the bad intention is coming back. I feel like the situation feels similar. And it's like, how do I figure that out? Because it's not just about the literal information. It's about how do I get deeper into this situation in the sense of like finding out who this person is, and if I can really trust them to have my intentions, my best intentions at heart. It's causing a little bit of a kind of like, should I? Because it's alluring. There's a lot here that looks really good, and it's like, yeah, but just because I can see a lot of things, I can learn a lot of things, it, like, I'm trying not to be like that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that. There's people that they can be really good for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, they just do something really crappy. I suppose the opposite is also a thing, where there's people who can be really kind of crappy for the longest time, and all of a sudden they do something that's good, and it's like, well, that's odd. This last situation might have had a person like that, where it seemed like most of the time they did care about what you thought and felt, and then when the chips were down, they just screwed you over. That might be from the past. And it's kind of like, how do I protect myself from that happening again? I don't know that you can. You can have a backup plan if it doesn't go your way, but like, you can protect yourself in that sense, but it's like you're going to give this situation a shot or you're not, is kind of what I'm getting. Because when it shows up again, you got a lot of earth coming in with the Magician. Kind of like, I kind of really, it looks really good. If I didn't have that experience I've had before, I'd go right with this. But I feel like because I've had that experience, I just don't want to end up screwing myself over. How do I know I can depend on this one? I keep getting like safeguards. It's almost like, in today's society, I don't know what to say, because I'm getting a marriage thing. So say this was somebody you just knew, and maybe you had a past marriage, and that person, when they left your life, they screwed you over. You didn't think they'd do that to you, but they did. Some people go forward in the next marriage and they have a prenup just so that, like, if things don't work out, you leave with what you had, I leave with what I had, and we just go. I personally don't think that's bad. I know that not everybody feels that way. But, like, that's, like, kind of like a safeguard. Like, if this is on the up and up, and you're not looking to make out on something I have, why wouldn't that be okay? It does feel a little bit like going that direction does seem a little bit like, I don't want to, like, ruin something. It's kind of like, I like this and I don't want to ruin it, and I'm afraid, like, if I go that direction, am I potentially ruining something, or is the other person going to understand why I feel the way I feel? It's heavy. This one feels heavy. You gotta break out of something to make this go more your way. The brutal truth came in with the Emperor card. I don't think the cat's gonna jump down. Just heads up, the cat is above the camera. Hopefully we'll stay up there. Just so you don't get a jump scare with the cat. I don't think he will, but he does what he wants, I'm just saying. The brutal truth has to come forward if you're going to really have a shot with this. It's not just about their comfort, it's about your comfort. I feel like you know that. And it may take a moment to really let this form in a way that is really healthy. Typically, Aquarius is a very skilled communicator. Whether you're going to do this in a series of communications, or you're just going to do the rip the Band-Aid off type of way, or a version of something else, you know what works for this situation better than me giving you a reading and saying, you should do this or you should do that. You know what's going to work for you in this situation. Just going along with the situation, hoping for the best, you're always going to have this discomfort, and it's going to cause problems. Even if there's no actual problem there, the fact that that discomfort is there is going to aggravate and agitate, and it's going to cause problems. Does that make sense? It's like an energy block. This energy block, if it's not taken care of, even though the literal situation may be fine, the energy block from the past situation will come back and rear its ugly head every now and then and cause problems. It's almost like when you have unresolved baggage, you might treat somebody poorly because somebody from a previous relationship did something similar and it went bad. This person may not have the same intentions, but it triggers a past response. Does that make sense? If I was going to make it really, really simple, it's almost like somebody burned a steak once and then, just left you on vacation to find your own way home because they were so upset. It's kind of like they just burned a steak and they had this really negative response. They left you high and dry and you had to find your way home from vacation all by yourself, and it was very upsetting. Versus this person going forward might burn a steak and they're just like, oh, I did that, oops. And meanwhile, you're kind of freaking out like, oh my God, they're going to leave me. They're going to leave me high and dry. I have to find my way home now. It's not going to happen, but because it was such a traumatic experience, that anxiety might kick in without you realizing why it's kicking in. Does that make sense? I won't beat it to death any more than that, hopefully. There's another way to handle this by bringing it forward. There will be some stress by bringing it forward. There will be some. But you know how to talk to this stress. there's gonna be a version of this that you can do. It may not be the most easy path to navigate, but you're Aquarius. You're very skilled at communication. Typically, you guys know how to talk about something. You watch how it's going, you know, somebody's body language. I would suggest doing a conversation like this in person so you can absorb all the different things going on here. And then you'll know how to really navigate that. You can make this work. This can go your way. I highly recommend, actually, like, you got to do what's right for you. So it's a really good option for you to be able to be face to face to see what's going on here, because you can get all the different versions of communication, all the different signals, and you can navigate that the best. It'll be the easiest way to do it. Whoever you're dealing with is very invested in you already. They're willing to negotiate and sort it out. Talking about your concerns, them talking about their concerns. I feel like this is obvious. This feels like normal Aquarian thing to me. But like, you're not just going to talk about what you're concerned about. You want them to talk about what they're concerned about. I feel like that's normal Aquarian thing to get the whole picture. But in case it's not, I'll throw that in there. Make sure you get them to talk about what they're concerned about as well. This has the potential to go very far and go very well. They want to agree. They want to be on the same side as you. And they will try to be on the same side as you if they can be. And this could go very far. It could be a beautiful thing. They got the King of Cups going forward. This could be one of those things where at first it seems a little bit dodgy or a little uncomfortable or a little stressful, but it might actually bind you closer together. And it might be something that makes you closer in the long run, breaks down some walls, and helps you feel like you can be more safe with each other. This doesn't have to be a romance thing. I feel like I'm kind of gearing it that way, but it doesn't have to be. Whatever this is for you, you could have a great outcome. And I'm saying the Lovers cards here. This doesn't have to be a romance thing. But by communicating that way, it could break down some walls, bring better... I kind of already said this with the bonding with the Four of Wands. It's a bond card, in my opinion. The Lovers card, a lot of options, a lot of possibilities, seeing things at a lot of different levels than maybe you did before, in them as well, and finding that place of peace in the whole situation. I think we're good. Aquarian readings, when I do them anyway, they seem to get right to the point. I don't know why it goes that way, but it just seems to. I don't know. I hope that's good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.